welcome to my songwriting masterclass. My name, as you know, is Marcy Levy, aka Marcella Detroit. So what qualifies me to tell you about songwriting? Well, I've worked with some of the most amazing songwriters and wrote some great songs for and with them, like Eric Clapton, co-writing one of his biggest hits, Lay Down Sally. I was also in a band called Shakespeare's Sister and co-wrote one of our biggest hits, Stay, and many, many, many other songs on our albums. Also songs for Al Jarreau, Belinda Carlisle, a girl named Joanna Zimmer, a German artist, is very well respected, and lots of my own albums. So, what is a song? Well, in the dictionary it says a musical composition with words, which is pretty simplistic. I'd like to add that it's a musical composition with words that convey an emotion, something that you're really excited and burning and inspired to talk about within a short period of time, i.e. a pop song. This should be with your own unique point of view. So, how do you start writing a song? Well, I found what works for me is starting with the title. I used to just kind of arbitrarily try and write a song, but it never worked as well without this method. Everyone has their own, but this works the best for me. For example, I was working with Eric Clapton. We were in England at this really great studio called Olympic, and we were doing what would become the Slow Hand album, and he turned to me and said, "Hey, I really want to write a song called Lay Down Sally." So I thought, wow, that's a great title. And I picked up a guitar, and I just started coming up with a melody. I found that the title actually inspired a really cool melody, and it went from there. Also, when I was in Shakespeare's Sister, I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and I said to him, because he was having some romantic problems, I said, "Are you in love yet?" And we all went, "Oh my God, that's a title." But we changed it to "Are we in love yet?" And you can play around with stuff. Anyway, for me, it's about collecting titles. And they should be things that really inspire you. Where do these titles come from? Well, they can come from, as I said, I just demonstrated. My friend said, I asked my friend something and he responded, and I said, "Well, are you in love yet?" There's a title. Or somebody will say or do something and that'll sound like a title. Or you will be watching a movie and someone says something and be a phrase, or reading a book or a magazine article about a topic that you're really moved and inspired by. I would say follow these simple guidelines and simple suggestions and start collecting them. Now, where do you collect these titles? Well, I found it really inspirational to get a nice journal, something that was aesthetically pleasing to me. You know, whatever you like, when you look at it, you go, "Oh, I can't wait to put something in this book." I did that for a while, and then I was writing so fast and furious that I couldn't even read my own writing. So I got an iBook, so I could type it in, which is a lot easier on my eyes. So that's what I would suggest. And beside each title, I would put just a few sentence or maybe a few sentences to talk about why you are inspired to write about these songs in the first place. What inspired you about this title? So if you go back, you will remember, you can tap right into it. And make sure they're things that really excite you, things that you're burning and itching to talk about, that you can't wait to talk about. Sometimes you'll find that you'll have these titles and you want to write the song immediately. So you'll have to figure out a way to record them. That's the next step. How do I record these titles or these ideas for melodies, which I'll cover more in the next one. But for now, once you get the title, and immediately if you want to put an idea down, if you don't have like any kind of recording device, just pick up your telephone and call your answer machine and leave yourself a message. Or if you can write music vaguely, which I kind of do, just kind of make your own form of, notes, and you'll figure it out. So, that is the first part, collecting your titles. So do that, do them with excitement and inspiration. And in the next segment, I'm going to talk to you about song structure, like intros and verses and verse B sections and choruses and middle eighths, or what we call in America, bridge, breakdown, whatever you want. It's a huge, wide playing field, and you can do whatever you want with it. I'll see you next time. Thanks very much for joining in.